The Lay of Vafthrudnir. Odin visits the giant Jotun Vafthrudnir for the purpose of proving his knowledge. They propose questions relative to the cosmogony of the northern creed on the condition that the baffled party forfeit his head. The Jotun incurs the penalty. Odin. Counsel thou me now, Frigg, as I long to go to Vafthrudnir to visit. Great desire, I say I have, in ancient lore with that all-wise Jotun to contend. Frigg. At home to bide Harefather I would counsel, and the gods' dwellings, because no Jotun is, I believe, so mighty as is Vafthrudnir. Odin. Much have I journeyed, much experienced, mighty ones many proved, but this I fain would know, how in Vafthrudnir's halls it is. Frigg. In safety mayest thou go, in safety return, in safety on thy journeyings be, may thy wit avail thee, when thou, father of men, shalt hold converse with the Jotun. Then went Odin, the lore to prove of that all-wise Jotun. To the hall he came which Im's father owned. Ygg went forthwith in. Odin. Hail to thee, Vafthrudnir! To thy hall I am now come, thyself to see, for I would fain know whether thou art a cunning and all-wise Jotun. Vafthrudnir. What man is this that in my habitation by word addresses me? Out thou goest not from our halls, if thou art not the wiser. Odin. Gangrad is my name. For my journey I am come thirsty to thy halls, needing hospitality. For I long have journeyed, and kind reception from thee, Jotun. Vafthrudnir. Why then, Gangrad? Speakest thou from the floor? Take in the hall a seat, then shall be proved which knows most, the guest or the ancient talker. Gangrad. Or poor man should, who to a rich man comes, speak usefully, or hold his tongue. Overmuch talk brings him, I ween, no good, who visits an austere man. Vafthrudnir. Tell me, Gangrad, since on the floor thou wilt prove thy proficiency, how the horse is called that draws each day forth over humankind. Gangrad. Skinfaxi he is named, that the bright day draws forth over humankind. Of coursers he is best accustomed among the reed Goths. Ever sheds light that horse's mane. Vafthrudnir. Tell me now, Gangrad, since on the floor thou wilt prove thy proficiency, how that steed is called which from the east draws night o'er the beneficent powers. Gangrad. Hrimfaxi he is called, that each night draws forth over the beneficent powers. He from his bit lets fall drop every morn, whence in the dales comes dew. Vafthrudnir. Tell me, Gangrad, since on the floor thou wilt prove thy proficiency, how the stream is called which earth divides between the Jotuns and the gods. Gangrad. Ifing the stream is called which earth divides between the Jotuns and the gods. Open shall it run throughout all time, on that stream no ice shall be. Vafthrudnir. Tell me, Gangrad, since on the floor thou wilt prove thy proficiency, how that plain is called where in fight shall meet Surt and the gentle gods. Gangrad. Vigrid, the plain is called where in fight shall meet Surt and the gentle gods. 100 ras it is on every side, the plain is to them decreed. Vafthrudnir. Wise art thou, O guest! Approach the Jotun's bench, and sitting let us together talk. We will our heads in the hall pledge, guest, for wise utterance. Gangrad. Tell me first if thy wit suffices, and thou, Vafthrudnir, knowest whence first came the earth and the high heaven, thou sagacious Jotun. Vafthrudnir. From Ymir's flesh the earth was formed, and from his bones the hills, the heaven from the skull of that ice-cold giant, and from his blood the sea. Gangrad. Tell me secondly, if thy wit suffices, and thou, Vafthrudnir, knowest whence came the moon which over mankind passes, and the sun likewise. Vafthrudnir. Mundilfuri hight he, who the moon's father is, and eke the sun's. Round heaven's journey each day they must, to count years for men. Gangrad. Tell me thirdly, since thou art called wise, and if thou, Vafthrudnir, knowest whence came the day, which over people passes, and night with waning moons. Vafthrudnir. Delling hight he who the day's father is, but night was of Norvi born. The new and waning moons the beneficent powers created, to count years for men. Gangrad. Tell me fourthly, since they pronounce thee sage, and if thou, Vafthrudnir, knowest whence winter came and warm summer first among the wise gods. Vafthrudnir. Then Sval hight he who winter's father is, and Svasud summers. Yearly they both shall ever journey, until the powers perish. Gangrad. Tell me fifthly, since they pronounce thee sage, and if thou, Vafthrudnir, knowest which of the Æsir earliest, or of Ymir's sons in the days of old existed. Vafthrudnir. Countless winters ere earth was formed was Bergelmir born. Thrudgelmir was his sire, his grandsire, Augelmir. Gangrad. Tell me sixthly, since thou art called wise, and if thou, Vafthrudnir, knowest, whence first came Augelmir among the Jotun's son, thou sagacious Jotun. Vafthrudnir. From Elvagar sprang venom drops, which grew till they became a Jotun, but sparks flew from the south world, to the ice the fire gave life. Gangrad. Tell me seventhly, since thou art called wise, and if thou knowest, Vafthrudnir, how he children begot, the bold Jotun, as he had no giantess's company. Vafthrudnir. Under the armpit grew, 'tis said, of the Hrimthurs, a girl and boy together, foot with foot begat, and that wise Jotun a six-headed son. Gangrad. Tell me eighthly, since thou art called wise, and if thou knowest, Vafthrudnir, what thou doest first remember, or earliest knowest, thou art an all-wise Jotun. Vafthrudnir. Countless winters ere earth was formed, Bergelmir was born. That I first remember, when that wise Jotun in an ark was laid. Gangrad. Tell me ninthly, since thou art called wise, and if thou knowest, Vafthrudnir, whence the wind comes that over ocean passes, itself invisible to man. Vafthrudnir. Hraesvelg is he called, who at the end of heaven sits, a Jotun in an eagle's plumage. From his wings come, it is said, the wind that over all men passes. Gangrad. Tell me tenthly, since thou knowest all the origin of the gods knowest, Vafthrudnir, whence Niord came among the Æsir's sons, or fanes and Offersteads he rules by hundreds, yet was not among the Æsir born. Vafthrudnir. In Vanaheim wise powers him created, and to the gods a hostage gave. At the world's dissolution he will return to the wise Vanir. Gangrad. Tell me eleventhly, since all the condition of the gods thou knowest, Vafthrudnir, what the Einherjar do in Hairfather's halls, unto the powers perish. Vafthrudnir. All the Einherjar in Odin's halls each day together fight. The fallen they choose, and from the conflict ride. Beer with the Æsir drink, of Seihrimnir eat their fill, then sit in harmony together. Tell me twelfthly, as thou all the condition of the gods knowest, Vafthrudnir, of the Jotun's secrets, and of all the gods say what truest is, thou all-knowing Jotun. Vafthrudnir. Of the secrets of the Jotuns, and of all the gods, I can truly tell, for I have over each world travelled, to 9 worlds I came, to Niflhel beneath, here die men from hell. Gangrad. Much have I journeyed, much experienced, mighty ones many proved. What mortals will live when the great Fimbul winter shall from men have passed? Vafthrudnir. Lif, and Lifthrasir, but they will be concealed in Hodmimir's holt. The morning dews they will have for food, from them shall men be born. Gangrad. Much have I journeyed, much experienced, mighty ones many proved. Whence will come the sun in that fair heaven, when Fenrir has this devoured? Vafthrudnir. A daughter shall Alfrodil bear, ere Fenrir shall have swallowed her. The maid shall ride, when the powers die, on her mother's course. Gangrad. Much have I journeyed, much experienced, mighty ones many proved. Who are the maidens that o'er the ocean travel, wise of spirit journey? Vafthrudnir. O'er people's dwellings 3 descend of Mogthrasir's maidens, the sole Hamingiur who are in the world, although with Jotuns nurtured. Gangrad. Much have I journeyed, much experienced, mighty ones many proved. Which of the Æsir will rule o'er the gods' possession when Surt's fire shall be quenched? Vafthrudnir. Vidar and Vali will be the gods' holy fanes inhabit. When Surt's fire shall be quenched, Modi and Magni will Mjolnir possess, and warfare strive to end. Gangrad. Much have I journeyed, much experienced, mighty ones many proved. What of Odin will the life's end be when the powers perish? Vafthrudnir. The wolf will the father of men devour, him Vidar will avenge. He his cold jaws will cleave, in conflict with the wolf. Gagnrâd. Much have I journeyed, much experienced, mighty ones many proved. What said Odin in his son's ear, ere he on the pile was laid? Vafthrudnir. That no one knoweth, what thou in days of old saidst in thy son's ear. With dying mouth my ancient saws I have said, and the gods' destruction. With Odin I have contended in wise utterances. Of men thou ever art the wisest. Recording by Becky Cook. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org.